Of all the products that I have ever used, this one is my favorite. This is French Fuse. Now, if you're as old as I am, you remember something called Fusy Knit, and then it was called Easy Knit, and all of those were like 23 inches wide. French Fuse comes in black and it comes in white, and it's 60 inches wide. Oh boy, does that help everything that you're working with because you have so much width to it. Now, this is a product I do sell on my website, and I sell it all the time. So if you can't find it anyplace else, go to my website and purchase it. And I told you it comes in black and white. This is a piece of tricot. So it's literally a piece of fabric that has glue on the back side of it. When I first started to sew, I would walk into a fabric store and they would have all of these interfacings lined up, and this one was for this and this one was for, there's too much trouble. So I just chose to use French Fuse. So if I want to interface something for stability, I can use one layer. If I want to use something a little bit stiffer, I can use 2 layers. Now, let me tell you that French Fuse likes knits. Okay, they like knits. And the reason it does is because it stretches. It does not, however, like woven fabrics very much. I use it in facings on woven fabrics, and I use it in the collar on woven fabrics. I don't use it all over because it may tend to bubble. So again, just like those marking pencils and marking pens, make sure that you go back and you test a sample of your fabric before you're committed to the whole thing. Now, I'm going to give you some samples of things that I love to do with this, but there's a lot more that I'm going to tell you right now. So if you go to my website, you'll see exactly how you put French Fuse on. It's really simple. I do not French Fuse a piece of fabric and then cut out my garment. That's you're wasting. So what I do is I cut out the garment, I lay the pieces wrong side up on my ironing board, and then I take a big piece of French Fuse, I put it on the back side, and then I take my iron and I stick it, which means I pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. Then I take it off of the ironing board and I cut away all the excess. Don't throw your scraps away because you're going to use your scraps in other places. Now, I'm going to go talk about this kind of fabric because I love it, and some people are having challenges with it. So let me stop that challenge. This is ITY. I know you can't feel it because I'm on camera, but it's, for lack of a better word, I think it's a kind of a slick kind of fabric. ITY stands for interlock, twist, yarn. You can find it everywhere. But I love it because it always has beautiful prints. But when you struggle with this, here's how you're going to unstruggle with this. So let's just say that you're going to put a scoop neck, and you're going to put that scoop neck into ITY fabric. If you will just cut a strip of the French Fuse and iron that all around the neck edge of the garment before you put any trim on, it's going to go beautifully. Now, this would be ironed to the inside of the neck edge of the garment. So just cut yourself a strip and iron it on. Remember, this stretches, so it's going to stretch around the neck edge as well. One of the other things that works well when you're working with ITY is a Teflon foot. Because, again, some of you struggle with this fabric, and you shouldn't need to struggle with it. You just need to use the little tips and tricks that help it. And a Teflon foot helps that fabric slide under your machine, so it works a whole lot better. So Barbara's going to come in here and show you her beautiful top. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Judy.
And I want to show you something about both of our tops. You know, it's really funny to me because people complain all the time about sloping shoulders. Well, let me tell you something about sloping shoulders. You fix it with shoulder pads, right? And then you got that nasty old thing stuck inside your garment. It's funny to me because people that know that I sew, they give me their shoulder pads. They cut it out of their garments and they give me their shoulder pads. I have a big old box of shoulder pads. So let me tell you what I do with those. I hot glue them to my hanger. So then you don't get that, like the dippity-doo on the side. So what is in the shoulder of Barbara? Now, Barbara and I, neither one have really bad sloping shoulders, but we do like a little more bang for our buck. So we both have French Fuse in the shoulder. We made our own shoulder pads out of French Fuse. So this one has 2 layers on this side and 2 layers on this side. Now it's a print, so it doesn't show through. Mine is a solid, and I have 2 layers on mine as well. So all you have to do is to cut the inside, cut a shape of a shoulder pad, 2 layers, and iron it to both sides. We did it on this one before we ever put the sleeves in or put the neck edge on. And by the way, this is the Dondi top. You look gorgeous in it.
Thank you.
And no, I'm not going to give it to you.
You should.
Every time Barbara puts on something that looks good, she says, you should give it to me. Anyway, I love French Fuse, and it's a wonderful item. Barbara's going to go change clothes, and she's going to show you another jacket that I put it in. When you use this as a shoulder pad, all you have to do, as I said, is cut the shape of a shoulder pad and iron it to your garment. If you have a garment at home that you love and it just doesn't give that square shoulder look that you like, you can actually do it to a garment that you still have at home. So it works really wonderfully. Now the jacket that I'm showing you up here, I'm going to pull this closer just a little bit, has this beautiful zipper down the center of it. I have to tell you that if you are going to put a zipper in anything, whether it's in the front for decoration, or it's in the princess seam for decoration, or if it's in the back of your garment, flat front zipper, side zipper, whatever, you need to stabilize that fabric with French Fuse, and then you're never going to get what I call a bacon zipper. And a bacon zipper goes like this. We were watching television one time. I was watching with my husband, and they were doing a Project Runway fashion show. And the lady came out, and she was beautiful, and she turned around, and her zipper kind of went like that. And without missing a beat, my husband said, if she'd have put French Fuse in that, that wouldn't have happened. And I laughed because, see, he was really listening. Now, the bottom of this jacket, which again, I'm sure is hard for you to see, the bottom of this jacket is knit, and the top of this jacket is suede. If you put two pieces of fabric together like that, that's going to be a really tough thing for you to have straight seams. And you can see these seams lay beautifully, but that's because of the French Fuse. Now, I want to show you something. Barbara's going to be my model. Come back in here, Miss Barbara. I love this jacket. No, you can't have this either. It looks gorgeous on you. I love the color of this jacket, and I wanted the color of this jacket. This is a really, really soft, and I do mean soft, jersey knit, but I love the color. So you can see that what Barbara has on is very, very, very tailored. It's a structured looking jacket. So I'm going to have you take that jacket off because I want to show everybody what's on the inside of this jacket. On the inside of this jacket is French Fuse. Now you're going to be really shocked when I tell you this, but it's the reason the jacket looks so tailored. I have 3 layers of French Fuse on the front. 3 layers of French Fuse on the back. I have 2 layers of French Fuse on the facing and 2 layers of French Fuse on the collar. So I'm going to let her put this back on again and look again how tailored and structured, you got it?
Yep.
How tailored and structured this looks on her. And you can see it lays beautifully, but it lays beautifully because of the French Fuse. So if you've never used the product before, try some. If you have used the product before, come back and try it again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now it's time to check out the website. Everything is on there. You can purchase the pattern, the book, all the notions I talked about. You can join the Fit Club and check out the classes where I'm teaching. And be sure to follow me on Facebook.